Hello, how are you? I want you to know that it's another time where we learn, where we're able to answer a few questions and help you remain relevant and running in life. This is the mechanic. My name is Franklin Wilson, and don't forget, this is still Life Center Network, your gateway to possibilities. And I don't know the platform you're watching me from right now. If you are on Facebook, if you are on YouTube, or you're watching from the Life Center Network, I want you to know that God has a word for you today. So please help me share now. Help me share. Let your friends know. Let your brothers know. Let your sisters, let your friends know that Pastor Franklin Wilson is live right now. So let's go. Today I'm going to be looking at something that I've been thinking about for some time. You know, it's a particular prayer that we pray in church. I'm not saying there's something wrong with the prayer. See, don't take it out of context, but I'm not saying there's something wrong with this prayer. What's the prayer? You know, oh Lord, send me my destiny helper. Oh Lord, give me my destiny helper. Yes, as I'm sitting here right now, I also need the destiny helper. But you see, why I'm trying to talk about this today from another standpoint is that I've watched a lot of Christians, especially young people. You know, this is a youth program, so especially young people. I've watched young people, their potentials not harnessed, personal development zero, just because they are hoping and believing God for someone to be their destiny helper someday. Just because somewhere in their mindset they are praying and trusting God for that day that one helper will come and their life will change. So because they have come to that point in their lives where they have come to believe that there is one Prince Charming, there is one destiny helper somewhere that God will send to them that will change their life. Because of it, they have not intentionally sat down to have a dream for themselves, to have a plan for their lives, and to begin to intentionally work on themselves to grow their competencies, to grow their capacities, to grow their giftings, to grow their strength, to be able to come to that point where they can actually be someone else's destiny helper. Because now they have abandoned their spiritual, their personal development with the hope that someone will be their helper. I beg you in the name of God, today I want to beg you, stop. Stop. Now, let me make this illustration for you. You know, having pastored for some years, having also served in a ministry like Gateway that God is helping under Pastor George Izunwa, I have come to find out something. I've been a leader in several organizations. I've been president, I've been prayer secretary, I've pastored different congregations under Gateway, and from campus to a city church, and today I'm the online pastor at Gateway International Church. I can tell you this. Have you ever met someone before trying to carry a bucket of water? Or someone trying to carry something heavy and put on his head or her head? What do? When they meet you and say, please help me, do they stand straight and say, sir, help me and drop this on my head? Will you do it? No. The moment they tell you, sir, please help me, what do? They bend first. They put their hand first before you, the helper, will now put your own hand and then help them together. Them and you will now carry it and then you drop it on their head and they move. But in our generation today, a lot of you are like that person that wants to lift that thing heavy and drop on his head or her head. And they say, please, sir, help me. And you're standing straight. Sir, help me, please. No, that's not how it's done. There must be something you are doing in your own little way. And I found out that when you are not building your capacity, when you are not developing yourself, most times God cannot really trust you with certain helps. Because you see, the original plan of God for every of his child is not actually to need someone else to sustain you. We were all created to be life givers. Every child of God was created to be a life giver, to be a giver, not a taker. That's why God wants you. If God's going to send a helper to you, that helper is meant to be there for a season until you stand on your own. I want to talk about standing on your own. That means there is something you're already walking on. There is a path you're already on. So this helper is come to help you on that path, on that thing you're already walking on, so that that thing can be able to grow to a point where you don't need help. Do you understand now? So today, I just want you to, for once, just think again. Because a lot of persons are screaming, oh God, send me my destiny helper. And God is there saying, Joy. Because God is even confused. Because, okay, even if I want to send destiny helper, what kind of destiny helper am I going to send to you? Because I was talking with someone one day, a young person one day, and the person was like, the person, what's the problem? He said, sir, I need help. I said, help. Okay. What help do you need? He says, I need money. Sir, I need money. I say, money? Okay, how much do you need? He says, I need any amount. I mean, I told the person, I said, you don't need money. You don't know what you need. Because if I give you 1,000 naira right now, is no money. He said yes. But this 1,000 naira now may just be your transport money. Is that really help? He said no. So I sat him and I talked to him. And maybe there's somebody listening to me right now. The question is, he said you need help. Help with what? What is help? Help is that if you say you need help, that means there is an area you need that help. Because I can come to you now and dash you 1 million, and in 2 weeks that 1 million is gone. Because one thing I found out about appetite is this: when you have resources and when you in quote have help without a plan, without a vision, what that help will do is that help will end up increasing your appetite. And at some point, that person will get tired. And the moment the person leaves you and stops giving you, your life will become worse than it was before that helper came. Because for instance now, you're watching me now, you don't have a plan, you don't have a goal, there's nothing you're working on, you've not developed your leadership abilities, you've not developed you don't have discipline, you don't have values for life, you don't even know, there's nothing you've worked on. And then I just come to you now and say I'll be giving you 1 million every week or every month. What do you think your life will be like? No business idea, nothing to work on. What will happen to you is that you start living life of luxury. Because you know that at the end of the day, you're going to get 1 million. You're going to buy the most expensive phones. And you're going to begin to shop. Before you know it, if you're a guy, you start carrying different girls. If you're a lady, it's now going to be from one kind of hair to another makeup. Before you know it, at the end of the day, you find out that your life will be more messed up. And before you know it now, that access to such resources without vision, without plan, without discipline, without self-development can make you become an addict. And you start doing drugs. Because you suddenly realize that the more money you have, the more unhappy you become. Because it's not money that makes you happy. That's when you now realize that money is not the answer. You can never be truly happy until you have started giving back to life. Because I have found out, maybe I may be wrong, but you see, one of the things that gives me joy is when I see people that have passed through me doing well. I make clothes. When I see my customers wear my handwork and they're looking so sharp, there's this fulfillment I have. When I do a job and my customers smile and say, wow, there's this fulfillment I have. And when I get to say, okay, as a pastor right now, I'm working on certain things, discipling people, mentoring people, talking, and then I see lives, people writing me back and saying, sir, thank you. That thing you taught helped me. Man, there is no joy under heaven that is bigger than that. I found out that things don't fulfill you. What fulfills you is fulfilling purpose. What makes you truly happy and fulfilled is when you find out that your life is making impact. When you can look around and see people smiling because of you. That's real life. That's when you've started living. So right now, today, I want you to know that you must be crazy about self-development. Number one way to begin to work on yourself is you must have a routine with God. A lot of you want to go far in life, but you forget that there is a level in life that human ability cannot take you to. You either need God, or you will find yourself putting hand in idolatry. So you must have a routine with God. You must make up your mind from today to have a regular time of prayer. You must have a time when you pray. No, I understand there are some of you that will say, don't worry, I pray anytime. No, have a time that you pray. Fix a time. Have a time. If possible, set an alarm for your phone to remind you. I do it, and it helps me. There are some persons that there is the normal advice that you should be able to wake up early and pray. Yes. Maybe 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m. But there are also some persons that your kind of work, you work all through the night. In fact, by that 6, 7, you are still sleeping. Because your jobs, the kind of job you do, keep you engaged from evenings. So, that's why I would say, if morning works for you, fine. But there are some of us that by virtue of the kind of things you do at night, sometimes you are trying to study, you are working on some outlines, you are trying to work on some things, and before you know it is 4 a.m. and now I want to sleep. You cannot expect me again to wake up at 6 a.m. to come and start doing devotion. It will not going to work. Even if I wake up at that 6 a.m., maybe I'm trying to rush up, catch up, get dressed, and go to work. So what do? I find a time within the day. Like, because of the way my week is shared, I have a time I meet with God on Mondays. I have a time I meet with God on Tuesdays. I have a time I meet with God on because mine is not that stable. But I have to plan it, because guy, you must have a routine with God, though. Hello, you must have a routine with God, and don't break it. That's why you have to intentionally look at yourself and have that time. When it is time for God, every phone is on silent. Nothing, I no pick no call. I no reply no chat. Why? Because that is my God time. That's the time I spend some time to worship Him. I spend some time to talk to Him. When it comes to studying my Bible, that one I can do it on the go. I can do it while on the toilet. I can do that one maybe when I'm sitting down in the car going to work. I can just study my Bible is every day, but that one I just make sure it's part of my routine. But these are things you have to intentionally do. Find time. The number 2 thing you do for yourself, because see, if you don't have a routine with God, my Pastor George once said, if you don't have a routine with God, you will not go far in life. He now said something here. He said, what makes you anointed, what makes you powerful is your routine with God. You must have a routine with God. You must have, you see, it is non-negotiable. As a young person, it's something you must begin to build right now. You know, there's something they used to tell me many years ago then in school, when we used to complain. Some people would say, you don't have time. They will tell you, there's never a time you will have time. Life challenges only changes clothes. Let me explain to you. When you were in secondary school, let's say you were in a boarding house. Oh, what were your problems? Teachers, seniors, Abi, exams, reading your books. Then there is manual labor time. There is you just school. The school system was the problem. Sometimes it feels like you don't have your own personal time. From 4 a.m. the bell have rang. You wake up. As you wake up, you are going to go and do work. You mop whatever it is that they gave you as an assignment, you know, as your own share of work in school. Then you will do it. From there, you are going to take your bath. The moment you are done, you're going to take your bath. As you are bathing, they are ringing bell for you to go and eat. Then immediately you dress up, you are rushing to the dining. From dining, they are ringing bell for assembly. You are rushing to assembly. From assembly, first period, second period, third period. Then you go for break. Now, break is how many minutes? Before you could even get to the where you're going to eat and come back, eat the food, bang, another bell has gone for you to enter for another class. Before you know it, class is ending by 2, 3. And as that class is ending by 2, they are ringing another bell. You are rushing to the cafeteria to go and eat. And by the time you're done eating, as you're coming back, they are ringing another bell. It's time for siesta. Now, by the time you're looking up for the siesta, okay, between that time that you just have, that's the time that you have to wash. You have to fetch your water. Then one senior boy will come from nowhere, give you his clothes to wash, or give you his bucket to go and fetch water. Now, you see, by the time you are done with all those things, they are ringing bell for you to eat night food. Now, you must comport that one. You cannot say you don't want to eat. You enter and go and eat food. After you have eaten the food, as you get into your room, you're entering another bell. Time for prep, night prep. You go back and read. By the time you're finishing reading, it's at almost 9 o'clock. You're coming back now. From that 9, one senior boy will just come and send you one message. As you lie down, close your eyes. Before you know it is 4 a.m. again. Now looking at you, say, no time. Oh, let me finish this secondary school. Oh man, I'm going to this, I'm going to sleep, I'm going to this. Finally, you've written WAEC, right? And you're done with WAEC, Abi? Now you're now in the university, right? Nobody's ringing bell for you again, no? Remember? No bell. Now you wake up by yourself. If you want to sleep till 12 o'clock, it's up for you. But by the time you see carryovers, what has happened now? That bell they were ringing for you in secondary school was trying to build a culture of discipline in you on how to plan your day. Know when to wake up, know when to pray, because that devotion then, assembly is for you to go and pray, Abi. Know when to attend your lectures in school. Know when to take a break, rest. Know when to sleep. Know when to read in the night. Know when to eat, cook and eat. Right? Those now nobody's regulating you now. Those things are wearing the cloth of Bell senior teachers have now changed now. He's now wearing another kind of cloth. That if you didn't learn the discipline in secondary school, what happens to you? You find yourself becoming a failure on campus. That you can have carryover, and you're leaving school with a third class. Sometimes some of you may not even graduate. So what's happening now? You manage to graduate. Now, from lecturers, from lectures, the same thing you are crying, don't worry, when I graduate, my God, all this running for lectures have ended. No more stress. The same you now will start waking up before 6:30 a.m. in the morning. You are trying to catch a car or drive down to the office, because if you come late, they will sack you. No salary for you for that month. What's happening now? It is wearing another cloth now. You see? Cloth now of job. Now you say, okay, I'm not going to work for anybody. I'll work for myself. I'll do business. All right now. Still watch it. Don't wake up early and go and open that shop. Don't wake up early and sew people's clothes. Don't wake up early and do that business. Somebody gives you a job. Maybe you are baking. Maybe you cook. Maybe you are into tech. You are building somebody's website. You still find out that it is the same thing. You will never have time until you make up your mind to plan yourself and create time for things. You will end up being a failure in life. And then at some point now, you now come and add husbandy or wifey, and then children will now come. Double wahala now. So you see, now it just tells you one thing. Stop the excuse. Begin to work on yourself. If only my parents, if only my mother, if only stop the excuse and work on yourself. Because in life, except you are dead. But if you are alive, there will always be one challenge or the other. And challenges will never end. What will help you be ahead is when you learn to develop your faith, develop your work with God, develop certain competencies. Work on yourself. Work on yourself. Time can be managed. Work on yourself. You can be that disciplined to be able to manage your time, to be so productive that it looks as if God has given you 48 hours instead of 24 hours. Because the people that are successful, they don't have two heads. Yes, they don't have two heads. The only difference between you and them is that they have mastered certain disciplines that you have not mastered. So today, stop sitting down and waiting for one day when God will send you one special destiny helper. You were created to be other people's destiny helper. It's time to wake up so that you don't disappoint your generation. My time is up already. My name is Franklin Wilson. If you're angry with me today, be angry. But I've come to tell you the truth. Stop lazying about. It's time to wake up. It's time to wake up and take your life seriously. It's time to wake up. Stop the excuses. I'll see you again on Thursday next week. Time is 2 p.m. This is still Life Center Network. Don't forget, please go to my social media handle, The Mechanic on Facebook, The Mechanic on YouTube. Go there, subscribe, and also on Instagram, The Mechanic. Go there, subscribe. Please help me share. Let your friends know about this. I know this blessed you, and it will be nice that you share it with someone else. So it's time to wake up. So next week Thursday, we go to something else. I love you.